Tonight on Inside Louisiana Basketball, I sit down with head coaches Bob Marlin and Garry Brodhead. We introduce you to Jacqueline Gant and look at the upcoming action for the Ragin Cajuns. But first, let's head over to Dan McDonald and Eric Mouton for the week that was for men's basketball.
Louisiana's Ragin Cajun basketball team takes a couple of big wins in Sun Belt Conference play, defending the Cajun Dome floor this week. On Thursday night, they take an 88-84 win over South Alabama, and then they follow that on Saturday night with a very similar win by a score of 86-81 over Troy. I'm Dan McDonald along with Eric Mouton. And Eric, Thursday night, it was pretty much the Jacqueline Gant show for much of that game, but right at the end, Cajuns needed some big three-pointers, and they got them from P.J. Hardy and Cedric Russell.
And that was one of the keys to the game, was can the supporting cast step up and help with that scoring? Stroman did do it on Thursday, but a lot of the other Ragin Cajuns stepped up and hit three-pointers, and same thing tonight. Marcus
Stroman with 8 assists in that game. Cajuns had 18 assists on their 28 baskets in that game, and Jacqueline Gant, another stellar game. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 10 of 19 from the field. He made a couple of three-pointers, 3 blocks. We're running out of superlatives.
He's so good. He's carrying Louisiana with the injury to Marchetti, and tonight he also did a nice job of finding open shooters and stepping up in that second half, making shots.
And we mentioned Cedric Russell and P.J. Hardy. Both of them made big three-pointers in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and that was the difference. Also, Eric, the difference in the second half, I believe, South Alabama's Trey Mitchell just went off in the first half. He had 25 points. Cajuns held him to only 6 in the second half. Now, he had 31, but they were able to take him a little bit more out of his rhythm in the second half.
And we got a chance to talk to Coach Murphy at halftime of that game, and he said they've got to do a better job of contesting his shots. Can't let him get into rhythm like he did in the first half. And I think him missing his first 2 shots of the half led to his struggles in the second half.
And that's not a bad South Alabama team either. They went up 2 nights later and took a win in Monroe, when the Cajuns were, same night the Cajuns were hosting Troy at the Cajun Dome. And the Saturday night game in the Cajun Dome, like we said, very similar. The Trojans, they moved it up and down the floor. They also got a great individual effort. Tonight it was Jordan Vernado. He ended up with 33 for Troy, but once again, balanced scoring. 4 double-figure scores on Thursday, 4 more on Saturday.
Yeah, and he tried to carry the team, and he needed someone to step up, and Johnson did that in the second half for Troy. As they do play up-tempo, they try to get up and down and shoot threes as quick as they can. Louisiana doing a nice job of contesting those and rebounding the ball late.
Jacqueline Gant ends up with a double-double on Saturday. He gets 21 points, 10 rebounds. He goes 4 for 4 outside the three-point arc. Three-point shooting, absolutely huge for Louisiana, especially in the Saturday win. They were 11 out of 22 from outside the arc. They actually shot a lot better outside the arc than they did inside.
They did, and they turned it around from half to half. In the first half, they struggled a little bit from inside the arc and behind the arc. But in the second half, they were able to step up, make some shots. And then Miller made some nice passes late, and they were able to finish them off at the free throw line. And then senior point guard Stroman also stepping up with a big scoring night on Saturday.
Marcus Stroman with 21 points, and just about every one of them on drives to the basket. He was able to take advantage, had a little bit of a size advantage over the point guard Miller from Troy, and he took it inside time and time again, drawing fouls and making free throws. He was 7 out of 11 from the line. Cajuns were 17 out of 22 from the line.
And when you got guys making three-point shots, you can't leave those guys to help on Stroman's drive. And Saturday, he was doing that, getting into the paint, finishing, and guys were staying out on shooters, so Stroman was able to fill up the stats.
21 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists for the senior point guard. Jerikas Davis adds 14 points. P.J. Hardy adds 13, as again the Cajuns have 4 in double figures. That win, the 2 wins, in effect, with what's going on in what is a crazy Sun Belt Conference race already, Cajuns are actually only 1 game out of first place in the loss column. And that, a lot of people didn't think that could be happening just maybe, less than a week and a half ago.
No doubt, and they've been playing better, and of course coming home to the friendly confines of the Cajun Dome helps out. You shoot the ball a little bit better, and that supporting cast has been good, but Gant has been great.
Cajuns improved to 13-7 overall, 4-3 in conference play, and they will be back on the road next weekend. They'll travel to take on Appalachian State and also Coastal Carolina in that sweep through through the Carolinas, and then they'll be back at the Cajun Dome for 3 in a row, and it will be 3 big ones. Georgia Southern, Georgia State, and ULM all back-to-back. Eric, this is going to be a fun Sun Belt race.
Yeah, no doubt, and a lot of times getting some W's on the road helps tremendously in getting you where you want to be in that placement in the standings.
Cajuns win over South Alabama and Troy here at the Cajun Dome this week. For Eric Mouton, I'm Dan McDonald.
Next on Inside Louisiana Basketball, men's head coach Bob Marlin joins me to recap the week and look ahead to upcoming Sun Belt action.
If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, then your feet will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, Manger. If you're happy and you know it, Manger. If you're happy and you know it, loving God will help you show it. If you're happy and you know it, Manger.
Lafayette feels like a big city that offers everything but a small town vibe.
Well, to simply describe the culture here in 3 words, it would be joie de vivre, which translates to joy of life, which very accurately describes Lafayette, Louisiana.
There's Festival International, which definitely celebrates so many different cultures and brings in music from all over.
There's tons of parades that are held in the Lafayette area, and there's actually parades that come right through the campus. So if you live on campus in one of the residence halls, you can literally walk out your door and walk to a parade during Mardi Gras season. No need to worry about finding parking or things like that. It's literally right outside your door.
So there are tons of great green spaces outside, like Girard Park, right by campus. There are so many students who go and set up their hammock and read.
Here they have just as many chain stores as anywhere else, like Costco, Walmart, Target, Whole Foods. But then there's also many local boutiques and shops that you can experience as well. Lafayette has a culture unlike any other, whether it be from food, live music, or events around town. You can always experience the culture in many different ways, from po' boys to crawfish etouffee to parades. Lafayette's got it all.
Sonic's $2.99 Car Hop Classic, a juicy quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a flavorful signature slinger with golden brown crispy tots. A deal so nice, you should order it twice, because it's only $2.99. Hurry in for a Car Hop Classic, ending soon.
The 2019 Sun Belt Basketball Championships, where spirit flows, our passion shows, our pride grows, where champions rise above. At Lakefront Arena in New Orleans, presented by First Bank and Trust, it's the Sun Belt Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Contact your local ticket office today.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Basketball. I'm sitting down with Louisiana head coach Bob Marlin. Congratulations on your 2 wins last week.
Thank you.
They were both really good games, but they were both very close at the end. So how are you feeling coming off of those?
Feel great that we won them, but 2 possession games. Our last 4 games have been right down to the wire. So it's exciting basketball. It's conference basketball. We've got a balanced conference this year. To be honest, I look for all the games to come down to the wire.
So against South Alabama on Thursday, Ja'Keenan Gant had another great game, 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks. So how is it seeing him just grow as a player this year? He's just been phenomenal. His
focus and preparation have been outstanding. I'm so pleased with the way that he's going about his work each day and really staying ahead of the game from a preventative standpoint. You know, he's icing, he's in a cold plunge, he's getting extra stretching. And then he's taking that focus to the court and playing with a great mentality, and then he's producing, even though he's a target of the other team's scouting reports.
So 2 other players that shined this week were P.J. Hardy and Jerikas Davis. How vital were they in the homestead that you guys had?
P.J. has averaged 17 over the last 4 games. He shot 3-point shot, 13 of 24, really shooting the ball well during that stretch. And we need him to continue to make shots.
So before the game on Saturday against Troy, Ja'Keenan Gant was awarded the game ball for his amazing performance when he scored 45 points against Little Rock. But going into that game on Saturday, we knew it was going to be a little bit tough, and Troy's Jordan Verano made it pretty hard for you guys. So tell us about that game.
Well, Jackeenan was excited to get the ball, a little bit nervous. He doesn't like the spotlight, and he's had to step up as a senior captain after losing Malik. He and Marcus have done a good job of stepping up, but he was a little bit uncomfortable before that, and then I think Jordan Bernardo's good play, caused him some more discomfort and uneasiness because he's a great player, and he struggled a little bit to make some baskets early, and we didn't give him the ball in good enough places, but he got a couple of offensive rebounds, and then he also was 4 for 4 from 3, and we needed every one of those.
So Marcus Stroman started off the game a little bit slow, but was able to turn it around the second half. How was he able to do that?
Well, we had a discussion at halftime, a little bit of a heated discussion, and told him he needed to step up on the defensive end and take better care of the basketball, and he certainly did that in the second half. And he trusted his teammates. He is very good at managing the game. He's like a quarterback, and he calls a good game, and he saw the first half what would be available and be open the second half, and he was able to produce himself and get to the rim and make plays.
So you guys were able to get a couple of choice players and some foul troubles within the game. How much of that do you feel like helped you guys defeat them?
What certainly helped, I'd like to get the free throw line earlier in the second half. We couldn't get in the bonus until there were like 3 minutes left. So, but Marcus putting pressure on the defense and driving, and he had 9 fouls on their 2-point guards, so he got them both in trouble and was able to create for others as well as himself and finish. So it's always important to be aggressive and get the other team in foul trouble.
So how do you plan on carrying this winning streak on going into Appalachian State?
Just need to continue to play well. We hope that we can get on a little bit of a run. We've played well the last 3 halves, especially, the last 3 games, and then we got to continue to shoot the ball well in the second half like we've done for 3 of these games. And if we do that and continue to shore up our defense, then we've got a chance to continue to win and be a factor in this race.
So what are you guys doing within practices to improve your defense?
Work on fundamentals every day, just work on positioning and certainly awareness, being focused and aware.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Next on Inside Louisiana Basketball, star Jackeenan Gant shares his thoughts on the season, and our own Marcel Johnson puts the pressure on students.
Truly, there is something for everyone here, from moving image arts to nursing to petroleum engineering to education to voice to photography to political science to anthropology to sociology. I can't list the almost hundreds of opportunities that students have to find the perfect fit and the major that best represents what they would love to do.
We have alternate certification programs, master's programs, doctoral programs, in addition to hybrid and online classes. So a student can definitely find his or her passion as far as what they want to do.
Not only are we going to find the major that is the best fit for our students, but we're going to make sure they graduate. We have one of the highest graduation rates in the state, and among our student athletes, in fact, we have the highest in the Sun Belt Conference.
Knowing that UL Lafayette has one of the top graduation rates in the state makes me feel much more secure in my decision to come here, and it makes me feel very excited and confident for my time after I leave campus.
We have everything here to be able to make sure that the students have the support they need as they go through the process. From a writing center that'll look over papers and proofread them for you, to free tutoring services that students can walk in on demand and say, physics is not my thing, can you please give me a little bit of help? We have prep classes for the GRE, we have prep classes for the LSAT. We look at medical school and pre-med and law school and business school. We have MBA programs. We have many, many PhD programs so that students can further their education as they progress.
Crunchy Fritos, warm, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents.
It's like a warm chili cheese Fritos family reunion.
Yeah, I feel warm just thinking about it.
That's the chili. I feel it too.
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
My name is Ragin Cajuns. I'm a senior on the Louisiana Basketball team. Me and Marcus, we've been teammates since high school. We played AU ball together for a couple of years, so we knew each other for a couple of years, so our chemistry kind of stronger. It made everything easy because that's one of my point guards, and Jay Wright was one of my point guards, so I had both of my point guards there 1 year, so I could talk to each and get different viewpoints and stuff like that on what to do. I'm just playing, not really thinking about the points, just playing, just trying to win and get our chemistry together as a team because we're a young team, just trying to figure it out. My goal is to win a championship here that we couldn't finish last year, win a championship and get to the tournament. I actually didn't know it was coming. I was trying to get 30 and then it just points just kept kind of coming, so I just kept going. I guess I was numb at the moment, it just was scoring, it just was coming. Everything was just going in, it just felt like the rim was big, it was just going good. And they threw water on me in the locker room and all that, so it was unbelievable, to be honest. I couldn't believe I did it. After the big game, I feel like my confidence got a little bit higher and my teammates believed in me more. They kept giving me the ball, so I feel like them behind me, just having my back, just makes me go a little bit more. And I just got that extra urge, so I just been playing a little bit more chip on my shoulder. That's when Malik fell or he got injured, so I feel like that's a little bit chip on our shoulder as a team, but us as a senior, and he came in with me, so I felt like I had a little bit more to give, so I'm giving it all.
Hello, Ragin Cajun fans. Marcel Johnson here, and I'm here enjoying this beautiful Louisiana weather. But today, we're going to be walking around campus here at UL to interview some students to find out how much they know about our athletics program. Can you name at least one position in basketball?
Point guard.
Ooh. Just one.
Post. Is that like
power forward, small forward, center?
is corner one? I'm assuming.
No, that's football. Yeah.
Gets the ball there. I don't know much about basketball. Point guard? That's the only one I know. Point guard.
Can you name the men's football head coach?
It just changed recently. He's new.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can't remember now.
Just came here.
Yeah, I heard, but I can't tell you.
It starts with a B.
Barry.
I don't think so.
Still don't know.
Okay.
See, you got me on that one.
I got you. Okay. Can you name at least one player on the men's basketball team here at UL?
First and last name?
First, you can do first.
Currently at UL?
LeBron James.
They have to currently be playing?
Yes.
I can't.
Can't give it a guess? Here at UL.
Randy Glandy.
Oh.
Cannot. No. Nobody.
By the ring name. Okay.
Marcus Stroman.
Oh, all right.
Next on Inside Louisiana Basketball, we sit down with women's head coach Garry Brodhead as he preps for a 3-game homestand.
To perform, you need speed, skill, strength. With every muscle, every move, you push your body to reach its full potential. But sometimes you just can't push through the pain. That's when you know it's time to address it. So when injury puts you on the sidelines, trust us to get you back in the game. Lourdes Sports Care, the team behind your team.
We are allowed to, be our own person, and we can talk to our professors and talk to our teachers. And if we need help at all, there's somebody there. And not even just with your professors, with other student organizations and that kind of stuff. You're in a family, like this is your family, and you feel like that whenever you come here. You don't just get lost in a crowd.
Actually, the student to faculty ratio is only about 22-1. So we know what you want to do with your life. We know what your majors are. We know what your goals and dreams, your career aspirations, the problems that you might have. And so we're able to work one-on-one with you a lot more than you might expect. Once you get here, we put you out into experiences that you will see as parallels in the real world. So if you're taking a political science course on the law, we're going to go and observe the courtroom. If you're taking a nursing class, you're going to go into the hospital. If you take an education class, then you're going to go into a school. We're going to make sure that you know what you're doing before you get to that next step.
One reason I was drawn to the university is the people. They actually care about the university. They feel like it's the best university in the world. So naturally, if the people here feel like that, then you're gonna naturally feel like that once you get here. It's just the energy that they have around here. Everything is about Ragin Cajuns, and it's the best place to be.
All this for the steakhouse bacon cheeseburger?
The smoky black pepper mayo deserve at least the full steakhouse treatment.
Very impressed.
Someone just walked in. We only have one tablecloth.
The Steakhouse Burger and Tots for only $4.99. Get them now and try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Basketball. I'm sitting down with Louisiana head coach Garry Brodhead. Welcome back. You guys just came back from a 2-game road trip in Alabama. You started off in Mobile last Thursday. And the game started off pretty good, but then they went on a 13-0 run, and it was kind of hard for you guys to catch them at the end. So why do you think that was?
Well, I thought they started, they shot the ball extremely well. I think they were right at 70% from the three at one time. Their point guard was 4 for 4 after the first quarter. And, we just never couldn't make stops. Their inside-outside game was really good. And, it's just, it made it tough to try to come back. I thought in the second quarter we made a little run and cut it to 7 or 8, and then the shot clock goes out on our side. And I think, with a young team, not to think of excuses, but they had a hard time dealing with that, any little adversity that we have, and made it kind of tough. But, hats off to South Al. They played really, really well.
So despite the loss, Ty Doucette had 23 points and 6 rebounds. How important is it for her to keep up this consistency moving forward?
Well, Ty Doucette and Skylar Goodwin are our leaders as sophomores. We keep saying it. They're still young, but man, they're just so talented. But we need them to be more consistent together too. It seems like Sky had a couple of good games lately, and Ty had a couple of good games. But we need to put that together and get them more consistent so they can kind of bring these freshmen along.
So in Saturday's loss against Troy, Brandy Williams had the most efficient game scoring-wise than any other player that you've had this season. I mean, she literally made all of her shots. So how exciting is it to see her develop as a player this season?
Well, we knew she could score the basketball. She shoots the ball really well, and she's she just needs to look for more shots, I think. When you're a scorer, sometimes you kind of, try not to force things and all that. And that's kind of what she did in the game. She started off making 3 free throws to start the game because she got fouled, and just was really consistent from the free throw line, and she shot it really well. We just needed her to to shoot it a little bit more, be a little bit more aggressive. And, as a freshman, I think she'll get there one day. It's just, but she can score it, and defensively she's been playing really well. So, to see her be one of the more consistent kids is pretty exciting for us.
So Kendall Best had a career high on Saturday, and she's one of the older players on the team, somewhat of a veteran. So how is she as a mentor to the younger players?
Well, I think it's kind of tough. Even though you're older and you're a junior, it's her first year here. So it's kind of a mixture of playing time. She'd never had it here before. Our system's a little different, so she's trying to get more comfortable. And then she didn't start playing until December because of her injury. So it made it a little bit more difficult for her to, to come out and feel comfortable. Now, I think, the last couple of games she's seeing a little bit more comfortable. And I think the kids trust her. She is a great leader. She's an energy type player. So hopefully, she can continue to improve and help us along with that consistency.
So tonight begins a 3-game week with all competition at home. So what are you wanting to see out of your team?
Well, I think just being more consistent on the defensive side. Can we make stops? I thought the last couple of games, we were kind of late on rotations and stuff. So our defensive side, we need to, pick that up a little bit more, put a little bit more pressure on the ball, and try to get them to turn it over a little bit. And also, I think we're rebounding pretty well, but we got to be consistent at that and continue to rebound.
So how do you plan on improving that defensive side?
Well, I think by putting pressure, and then also, we'll probably front the post and help on the backside. So some things that we can do to make sure. And one of our biggest things is when we're in help, we're not just going to be in position. We got to make a stop, and that's one of the things that we've been really working on is trying to get people over the guard on the backside and next out. There's some things that we still are working on, but we're getting better at. And I think to me, when you have a young team, you got to find a way to be consistent at it.
So you always mention that you do have a young team and they are very young. Consistency is important. So what do you guys do in practice to kind of build that consistency within the team?
Well, you do reps. You do a lot of reps of closing out, and also, position defense is big for us. So, we try to put them in the best position so they can be successful day in, day out. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So to me, basketball is a reaction game. It's not a thinking game. So you got to be able to react. And the way to do that is go through repetition. And we've been doing that with them. And I think they're getting better and understanding what we want from them, and I think that's going to be a big deal. As a coaching staff, can we relate and can we take what we do in practice into the game and be more consistent?
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate you.
Next on Inside Louisiana Basketball, we take a look at the upcoming schedules for Ragin Cajuns basketball.
Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves, a Fritos Chili Pie, Juicy Junior Burger, or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
Being a Ragin Cajun means wearing red on Fridays, supporting our sports teams by going to the basketball games, the football games. Being a Ragin Cajun means saying hi to your friends when you see them around campus, or saying hi to people that you've never seen before on campus, because that's who we are.
The atmosphere here is electric. I mean, we have the best fans here, and the energy around campus is just the same. Those are the same people that come to your games and support you. The student section is packed almost every game, and to have that so much support, it just feels good that, people actually care. You're not just going out there and playing basketball and just you and your teammates. You actually have people that are behind you and want to see you do well.
And we have many activities and events for students that are freshmen that help get them to build their Ragin Cajun spirit. Then they start going to the activities that all the other students are participating in, like homecoming and Lanyap Day, and different things within their major. And all of these things really get students to start feeling what it's like to be a Ragin Cajun. Not just with athletics, but also with just the feel of what it's like in being the Ragin Cajun family.
So whether you're interested in athletics or academics or art or orchestra, as long as you're doing what you love in this university, you're making this university proud, and you have Ragin Cajun spirit.
Introducing Sonic's new Car Hop Classic with double the beef, double the cheese, and now double the choices. Try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or slinger with tots for just $2.99. Get them now, ending soon.
Thanks for watching another episode of Inside Louisiana Basketball. I'll be leaving you with the upcoming schedules for Louisiana Basketball.